Start her up. You don't want to be around HQ too long. Colonel Gray's on the fucking warpath. Okay, through the main gate. Let's roll. At the crossroads, cut straight across along the dirt road. Watch out for potholes, mines and shit. I ain't even kidding. This island, it's a fucking death trap. Okay, watch it. This is all part of the Soviets' military. Colonel Gray wants us to really dig in on his here. I heard second people. 5 days away. That's almost a week, man. Okay, put up to that corner jet there. Shoot some targets. I'll hang here. I've done my share of shooting.
Check your tide tables this time. Over.
How are you doing, Sergeant? Pick up the 16 off the table. And because right now, what you got there is about as useless as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Okay, load your weapon. That rifle you're toting deserves your love and respect. Keep your booger picker off the trigger and approach the firing line. Let's see what you got. I'm popping 5 targets. I want to hear 5 shots. Aim down the iron sights and knock them dead. Go. Nice shooting. Try again. Only this time, fire from a kneeling position. Next, take out the same 5 targets lying down in a prone position. Lordy, lordy, who shot Shorty? Okay, on your feet, Sergeant. Let's do this one more time. Position yourself behind the wall and lean out while firing. Let's move on to the heavy stuff. Grab the squad automatic weapon from the bench. She's something, ain't she? Rest her on the table at the firing line and unfold the bipod. Okay, you ready? Have at it. This ain't your first rodeo now, is it? How about we up the ante here? Mount the 50 cal on the next lane over. Target's up. Let her rip. Hey, Sergeant. I reckon that about does it. Let's save some rounds for the Rooskies.
Good to see you, Sarge. All right. allow me to make some introductions. On the table beside me is the M21 sniper rifle. Go ahead, pick her up. Capable of dealing death at a range of perfecto mundo. Okay. As you know, a prone position is almost take out the 3 targets on the beach beneath the lighthouse. They're about 600 meters out. Adjust the elevation on the R2 side to compensate. If you don't, but still rely on your crosshairs, you're guaranteed to over or undershoot. Good. That's good. Next up, engage the 3 targets on the cliff top. Yep, they're down. 2 more targets. The first is next to the lighthouse. The second is a little to the left of it. Line them up and knock them down. Expertly done, Sarge. It appears you can shoot shit, even at a distance. Hell, and there was me, saying all your pen pushings made you soft. Now I almost feel bad. Anyway, that's the course finito. I'll let the captain know you did okay.
Here for the special weapons training? Okay then, listen up. Today we're dealing with 2 basic munition types. Anti-personal and anti-armor. Handle them properly, and we'll have no problems. Handle them improperly, and I guarantee I'll be scraping you up and sending you home in a coffee can. Got it? Good. Consider that your safety brief. Let's start simple. Hand grenades. Take some from the ammunition box here and move up to the grenade pit. Fragmentation grenades, such as the M67, are perfect for clearing buildings and fortified positions. They're also great against multiple combatants who clearly don't give a flying fuck about dispersal. Pull the pin and throw the grenade over the sandbag wall at the targets. Also remember, different weapon, different trigger. Obviously, you can shoot grenades much farther than you can throw them. Have another look-see in the munition box. And load up on the 40mm rounds. Remember to load one. Now, have a go hitting targets at long range. Now, the thing about that launcher, it's a one-shot, disposable weapon. If you miss, well, that's your luck. Zero it in for 50 meters and take out one of the big wooden targets. Nicely done. Bring it in, Sergeant. Let's try something different. The Russians very kindly left us their RPGs. Take one and a couple of rockets. There's backpacks too, in case you want to carry extra. That shoulder-launched rocket propelled is classic. Although it packs less of a punch than the Law, it's cheap, reliable, and Aim at the second wooden vehicle target and do some damage. Again, very nicely done. Together with the RPGs and rockets, we also got our hands on a banged-up APC. Fire a few rockets, put it out its misery. And note, there's a weak spot. If you aim at the rear, you can disable the engine. That'll do it all right. Ditch the launcher and help yourself to some M34 sapple charges. They're in the shack. Make sure you have a detonator too. You got him! Follow the dirt road through the trees. D-R-E-O-D at the roadblock. They'll have you float some more shit up, okay?
Yo, you got the goods? Plant one on each of the Czech hedgehogs over there. You know, I always wonder, what exactly makes those hedgehogs Czech? And hedgehogs? Think about it. Why are they gonna be so greedy, man? Plenty of hedgerows to go around, right? You done over there? If you are, connect the detonator. Don't set a timed fuse. Just get some distance. 10 meters ought to do it. Then clickety-click, boom! That's a wrap, Sergeant!
Good to see you, Sergeant. Okay, combat engineering. Let's begin by stating the obvious. We can't do jack shit without the right materials. Head over to the vehicle management point and requisition an engineering truck. Excellent. Now we need to load up on supplies. That should do it. Get in the truck and check your map. You'll see a location marked. Drive to that position. An actual combat engineer will meet you there and have you set up some fortifications. It's regular monkey work. You'll love it.
Hey, time to bust ass. If you'd kindly see to those supplies in the truck, we'll get started. Our orders are to throw together a machine gun nest. Think you can handle that? Just need to find a sensible spot. Your entrenching tool out, unless, of course, you want to scrabble around in the dirt using your hands like some... That's it. Give it some. Well, shit. I couldn't have packed those sandbags better myself. Good job. That's your basics covered. Mostly, it all comes down to supplies and a little elbow grease. Anyhow, much appreciated, Sergeant. Come back later if you want. We still got a shit ton of field defenses to prepare. Welcome to the Oak Horse, Sergeant. Step on, mark over there.
Step right up. Step right up.
Okay, you good? Did you hear go? Go on, then. Over the beam. Ballerina time. Let's go.
Raise your wire. Down. Hit the dirt. Crawl it. Crawl it. Over the moat. I will feed you
Good news is, no one else saw that shit show. Bad news is, I did. And you waddling around and going fuck about on my course is now seared permanently into my brain. I can only hope your shooting's better than whatever that was. Anyway, if you want to go again, be my guest. Otherwise, I'm sure you got shit to do before our Russian friends arrive.
Chaos Red 2 to Chaos Red 6. AT defenses in place. Moving up to point fullback. Interrogative. Can't call sign Atlas Blue 1 RB there. Over.
Affirmative, Red 2. Continue on task. And expedite. You're lagging. There's a lot of beach still to cover. Over.
Copy that. We're moving. Fast as we can.
Hey, got a minute for the vehicle maintenance course, Sarge? Okay, so, here's the thing. If you repair a vehicle in the field, you don't have to shit-can it to the rear. That saves on time and supplies and, yeah. Keeps us in the business of killing commies. Now, go grab a wrench and a jerry can from the crate near the generator. Oh, and Sarge, you may as well take the backpack too. You'll need it later. That jerry can, it ain't got nothing in it. Drop it by the cistern. Then, refill it. Right to the top, if you wouldn't mind. Done? Okay, pick it up. Next, I need you to get our spare parts from the supply box. It's around front, by the sign and the tire stack. Holy cow! I was waiting for you to ask me to lend a hand, but fuck! Alright, nice one. Take the wrench and inspect the car for damage. See if you can partially repair the engine. Definitely need some loving. Great, looks like you got that. Check the rest. Gas tank might need some attention. Okay, yeah, that's about all you can do from there. But field repairs, they'll only get you so far. More work we'll need doing here. Get out the jerry can and give her a little gas. You don't need much. That ought to do it. Good. That gas tank's still pissing fuel. Better rip out your wrench again and get to work. You're in the right spot for it, though. You got all you need to get her roadworthy. Yeah, that's it. Just give the engine another look. See if you can unjank it. Last but not least, fill her up. If you've patched the tank up proper, you should be good. Hell, you're a bona fide grease monkey, Sarge. I ain't too sure there's a whole lot more I can teach you. Oh, and the Jeep. If you need a ride, go on and take it.
Ready to beef up? I take it you got a map on you. Open it now. Let's see. Military maps are detailed topographic representations. They show both natural land features as well as man-made ones. Notice north, or rather grid north, is at the top. But just because your map's pointing north, it doesn't mean you are. That, my friend, is where your trusty compass comes in. Let's bring it into play. The magnetic arrow points north. The black index line, however, is the direction you're actually facing. Good so far? Okay. Put away your map for a moment. And make sure you still got your compass up. The goal here is to get you and the map properly aligned. Let's talk about landmarks and how helpful they can be. Shift yourself to face azimuth 220. You should be able to see a lighthouse. Salient structures like that can be a godsend if you're lost. Next, turn a bit to azimuth 240. Can you see the island? Again, another perfect landmark. Last one, align with azimuth 295. The airbase. That's perhaps the best navigation aid you'll likely find here. Its size and the direction of the runway make position finding pretty easy. Okay, good. Now, forgive me for going through the obvious, but it's essential to recap on grid refs. The vertical lines on your map are your eastings. The horizontal ones, your northings. Coordinates are given using both as two sets of 3 figures. To identify your whereabouts on the grid, start with your eastings, then your northings. Along the corridor and up the stairs. Fix that in your brain box. You won't go far wrong. Tell you what, how about we put this theory into practice? Locate grid 032028, and when you think you found it, drive there. Shoot, I'll even let you take my Jeep. Again, that's 032028. Good luck. You're on your own now, Sergeant.
I take it you got a map on you. Open it now. Military maps are detailed topographic representations. They show both natural land features as well as man-made ones. Notice north, or rather grid north, is at the top. But just because your map's pointing north, it doesn't mean you are. That, my friend, is where your trusty compass comes in. Let's bring it into play. The magnetic arrow points north. The black index line, however, is the direction you're actually facing. Good so far? Okay. Put away your map for a moment. And make sure you still got your compass up. The goal here is to get you and the map properly aligned. Excellent. You've now got an orientated map. Well done. Let's talk about landmarks and how helpful they can be. Shift yourself to face azimuth 220. You should be able to see a lighthouse. Salient structures like that can be a godsend if you're lost. Next, turn a bit to azimuth 240. Last one, align with azimuth 295. The airbase. That's perhaps the best navigation aid you'll likely find here. Its size and the direction of the runway make position finding pretty easy. Okay, good. Now, forgive me for going through the obvious, but it's essential to recap on grid refs. The vertical lines on your map are your eastings. The horizontal ones, your northings. Coordinates are given using both as two sets of 3 figures. To identify your whereabouts on the grid, start with your eastings, then your northings. Along the corridor and up the stairs. Fix that in your brain box. You won't go far wrong. Tell you what, how about we put this theory into practice? Locate grid 032028, and when you think you found it, drive there. Shoot, I'll even let you take my Jeep. Again, that's 032028. Good luck. You're on your own now, Sergeant.
You're one lucky SOB.
Take it you got a map on you. Open military maps are detailed topographic representations. They show both natural land features as well as man-made ones. Notice north, or rather grid north, is at the top. But just because your map's pointing north, it doesn't mean you are. That, my friend, is where your trusty compass comes in. Let's bring it into play. The magnetic arrow points north. The black index line, however, is the direction you're actually facing. Good so far? Okay. Put away your map for a moment. And make sure you still got your compass up. The goal here is to get you and the map properly aligned. Turn until you're facing north. Keep an eye on your compass. We want the arrow on the index line. Excellent. You've now got an orientated map. Well done. Let's talk about landmarks and how helpful they can be. Shift yourself to face azimuth 220. You should be able to see a lighthouse. Salient structures like that can be a godsend if you're lost. Last one. Align with azimuth, the airbase. That's perhaps the best navigation aid you'll likely find here. Its size and the direction of the runway make position finding pretty easy. Okay, good. Let's return to the map. Now, forgive me for going through the obvious, but it's essential to recap on grid refs. The vertical lines on your map are your eastings. The horizontal ones, your northings. Coordinates are given using both as two sets of 3 figures. To identify your whereabouts on the grid, start with your eastings, then your northings. Along the corridor and up the stairs. Fix that in your brain box. You won't go far wrong. Tell you what, how about we put this theory into practice? Locate grid 032028, and when you think you found it, drive there. Shoot, I'll even let you take my Jeep. Again, that's 032028. Good luck. You're on your own now, Sergeant.
To tune that Jeep up a little. You'll have to hop out, buddy. Your instructor, he radioed ahead. Said if you make it here, you pass the course. He also had me time you. And you got here quick. Real quick. So, good job.
Sergeant, glad you could make it. Let's walk you through this real quick. Give you an overview of the basics. Go ahead and man that mortar over there. First off, we want to switch from using HE ammunition. I got orders to put holes in the runway later. And you know, we'll want to save some for the Russians too. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, we need a target. Let's start with the little island out yonder. Find it on your map. To score a hit, we've got to adjust our firing direction. The protractor's your friend here. Work with it to gauge the exact azimuth. Note that in mortar gunnery, the standard unit of measurement is the mil. Why? Because mils are more precise than degrees. Once you've got it, set the correct horizontal angle. Okay, next, we'll want to estimate how far away our target is. Measure the distance using your protractor or the scale at the bottom of your map. Then, as you did before, set your calculation on the fire controls. All good? Great. Step away from the site. Take an 81mm round out of the ammo box beside me. And finally, drop it into the mortar barrel. Once are in, obviously, as we're dealing with indirect fire, we can't see to adjust our aim. That's where forward observers come in. Ordinarily, I'd radio shot, but you get the gist. Let's wait for confirmation.
Atlas Green 1, Atlas Green 2, shot on target. Out.
Bomb diggity, that's how we do it. Well done, Sergeant. Let's shake things up a bit. Do what you did again. Only this time, we'll try and land around on the lighthouse across the bay, using just your map. Open it now, and yeah, take a look.
Atlas Green 2, Atlas Green 1. Negative impact. Repeat. Out.
No, that's a miss. Rethink your firing solution and give it another go.
Atlas Green 1 to Atlas Green 2. Shot on target. Out.
You heard the man. Good going. All right, let's call it there. It does seem you got a head for numbers, Sergeant. So, try not to lose it.